Hello, everybody. Welcome to my Sunday stock watch. It is that time of the week. But anyways, let's get started. Overnight market has now just opened, but first things first, let's go over the economic calendar. Now, we have a lot of news going on this week. 4 out of the 5 days we have red folder news, so that is pretty exciting. For Monday, 30 minutes after market open, 7 a.m. for me, we do have ISM manufacturing PMI. So red folder news, something to really watch out for since it's 30 minutes after the market is opened. Same with Tuesday, 30 minutes after market open, we have jolts. This is also going to be very important. I would either take your trade before then and exit before then, or just wait till news comes out and wait for a setup after then. And then same with Wednesday. Now we have ISM Services PMI coming out 30 minutes after market open as well. Then for Thursday, we don't have too much going on. I mean, same with these other days besides red folder news. There's not too much you have to worry about or watch out for. Yeah, Thursday, not a whole lot, just initial jobless claims. And then for Friday, Friday is the big day. Yes, we have NFP and unemployment rate, and then Michigan consumer sentiment. So we have a lot going on this upcoming week. Get prepared. Now, overnight market has now just opened. I did believe we were going to be down a sizable amount, and then we ended up recovering. If you take a look at the way NQ moved, give me a second. So on NQ, because futures opens up earlier than overnight market, we did have this nice little gap down, right? And then now we've gotten this recovery to almost exactly where we closed on Friday. So that'll be interesting going into tomorrow. So across SPY, Qs, we are only down about $1. SPY, we're down less than $1 for overnight market open. But we have a lot of names here that I'm watching. I definitely know MSTR and Coin are going to be down a sizable amount. They're both down about $10 right now because Bitcoin, if you haven't seen over the weekend, took a tumble, broke 80K, which we have not seen it break 80K since it has reached above 100. So yeah, not ideal there, but oh well. And then we do also have a couple other names that I'm watching for going into this upcoming week. Now, let's go get into it. So first things first, let's take a look at QQQ. So again, we are right near this 620 area where we closed on Friday. So again, I mean, the main levels I'm going to be watching for are definitely going to be closer to this 618 support level. Going into tomorrow, we could definitely break to the downside a little bit, get a bounce off of 618 for upside. Now, the next level I'm also looking at is going to be around 624 on Qs and then up to 628, which was a pretty key level. Now, other than those levels, we can definitely get more price action out of those, but I don't want to make too much of an estimate because we have a lot of red folder news going on going into this next week. Now, for SPY as well, again, we've opened close to this area, and then we also, give me a second here. Also, levels for me on SPY are going to be near this 687 range, and then a little bit lower if we can get into like 685-ish. And then my upper level on SPY is near 695, 694, where we could see a nice reject on. So those are my two like key levels that are going to be used for more intraday, especially going into tomorrow. Other than that, though, outside of that, we could see some obviously more price action than there. So I would be looking to these stronger, larger areas like 680 on SPY and all the way up to that all-time high around 700 on SPY. Same for QQQ, we could see down to around like 610 area, or we could see back up to that all-time high at 638, 637. So just be careful. And then coin, let's go over coin. So we're gonna have to really look out for this one out onto the daily chart. So we're currently trading into around 185 on Coinbase. So we're sitting around this range where we've seen major support at before. But if Bitcoin does continue lower, which it is still continuing lower, we could definitely find ourselves closer to 150, 160 even. I would not doubt that. But that is good news. I like to see that. And I definitely think going into tomorrow, my consensus for coin is if we can get some upside on Bitcoin, especially because, overall stocks are not, heading lower, we could see a nice bounce is what I'm looking for. But definitely take a lot of confirmation before that because this is pretty volatile. MSTR. Now, MSTR is down. Let's take a look again because I already forgot. MSTR is down to 138. Okay. 138 is not an area we've seen for a very long time. Back in like September of 2024, before we got, Trump in office and crypto boomed in November. Anyways, though, so we are down to these 140, 130 levels. Definitely, once again, I don't doubt that we could try to find support at these lower areas. So that's, again, what I'm going to be looking for. But this movement might take some time to actually happen, which is essentially what I'm trying to say. So just be careful of that. Now, for the next couple names that we have, Tesla, I do obviously want to go over Tesla. So currently we're trading at 424. So we're down somewhat from market close on Friday. Now with Tesla, main level that I'm looking towards is around 415, 414 to see a bounce from. Main level I'm looking at to see a reject from is around this 437 area, and if we do break above there, looking closer to around 440. So that's the general range I'm looking at with Tesla going into this next week. Now, a couple other names, definitely watching out for Meta. We've got a lot of upside on Meta after their earnings. So let's look out into the daily chart. We did get this reject closer to 740, which we've seen that before. But from here, I would love if we could reach back into the lower 700s and get a nice bounce. Even past like 6 into 690. But I'm not sure. I would say we could probably just chop around at this area. But still kind of a watch on my list. And then, yeah, obviously closer to that 740, 735 area for taking profits. Now, the next names that I'm watching, not really looking over NVIDIA. Gold and silver, for sure, they've been good traders. But if we take a look over at, silver. So silver's actually still down, and we're reaching into that spot where we kind of closed at on Friday, or sorry, the spot that we found support at on Friday. We're still kind of dipping into there. Now let's see. Okay, here's the drop. I knew it was coming. Okay, so yeah. Now we are heading lower into that exact level that I talked about. We cannot hold this up. So, again, I continue to watch overnight market open, but we're seeing, action right in our faces. Crazy. But again, if we do head lower below there, I'm looking into 615 down to 610 on Qs for a SPY into that 680 area. Perfect. But yeah, gold and silver also definitely on my list. Watching both of those. Where did gold go? Here's gold. Ooh, yeah. So we are down a sizable amount on gold, especially from Friday. Once again, from where we found support, we have now broken below that area around 430. So going into tomorrow, though, I'm now bullish after seeing this drop. And I would love for us to continue overnight into pre-market. But yeah, that is going to be my Sunday stock watch because I'm happy seeing this. I like seeing this price action. Great, wonderful. Let's continue with this nice downside. Absolutely loving it. And let's take a quick check on Bitcoin before I let you guys go. Let you guys off the hook. So yeah. Okay, Bitcoin definitely could find support again around 75 going into tomorrow. But we're still down heavily on Bitcoin. And again, that's why I said it might take a little bit of time for this move to actually formulate. We might chop around this 70K range, even into the lower 70K, 71, 72, 70. So all things to watch for. But anyways, that was my Sunday stock watch. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys all next time. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Happy trading, everybody. Stay safe in the markets. But yeah, goodbye, everyone.